Hi kids, it's Jeannie again, and today's Psychology of Food video is about fueling your body. And reset, sometimes we have to reset what we're doing and how we're fueling our bodies. There's many ways to look at that. I don't like to think of myself as being on a diet. I am on a lifestyle choice journey, which means I choose to eat clean, healthy, mostly organic foods, very little junk food. It's how I roll. But there's also some things that I have to be careful about in my diet, and you may too. And when I talk about diet, I'm not talking about a starvation diet. I'm talking about our diet, what we eat and how we fuel our bodies, not a weight loss diet or a weight gain diet or anything else. Just different manners in how we fuel. Lots of times, if we're trying to lose weight, we'll get in areas where we are on a plateau. We don't know what we're going to do. You can manipulate this and that. You can try what you might. In my particular case, I had reached like a 6-week plateau. I could not get off of it more than a pound or two either way. Mine was from food allergies. And I knew some of my allergies but didn't know some of the rest, and had to take a good hard look at what I was eating. I can't eat gluten at all. If I eat a tiny amount of wheat, I will have asthma for 24 hours afterwards. I'm miserable. I also have several different nut allergies and a couple of other foods like pineapple, which I didn't know. And I'm sorry, my dog is snoring. It's nice to have happy dogs, isn't it? Anyhow, back to the point. When we're looking at what we're fueling our bodies with, you have to remember, of course, the basic food groups and what you need. We've already talked about MyFitnessPal and using it to track your nutrition. Sometimes on our journey, when on those plateaus, there's different ways to try and get off of a plateau by fueling your body well. In my case, I have to up my protein because I'm not a good protein eater. And when I say up my protein, I mean good lean protein, fish or fowl. I don't process meats very well, although I do eat them occasionally. So I will up my fish protein to 6-ounce servings and make sure I'm getting about 70 grams of protein a day. I also do that through my nutritional drinks. Very important for me. I would not get enough protein if it weren't for them. Also, carbohydrates. For a couple of decades, I ate 0 fruit in my diet. I have fruit in my diet now, but it is a very minimal part of my diet. The reason for that is I do not do well with a super high carbohydrate diet either. You'll also see that I might eat a little more fat than some of the rest of you, as long as it's lean fats. Nuts, although nuts aren't for everybody, and I can only eat a few different kinds. I'll incorporate coconut oil and different things like that. One thing that I will use to get myself off of a plateau is what I call a ketogenic diet. That is low carbohydrates, high fat. It's not for everyone. And once you get yourself in a ketogenic state, the weight will really fall off. But again, definitely not for type 1 diabetics. You cannot use that diet. Myself as a type 2 diabetic, I have to be careful with it too to not get in a ketoacidosis state. Very dangerous. One way I track my ketones and how good my body is working is through ketone urinalysis strips. This is a very, very cheap way, over-the-counter, no prescription way to do it. The best way is checking your ketones in your blood. Now, because I'm a diabetic, that is one thing I do test in my blood is my ketones. But I don't do it all the time, and I usually only do it if I think I'm having a problem. So I use the urine test strips. One good way to get the good fats in your body and make sure you're tracking them is incorporating coconut oil. Organic virgin coconut oil is one of the best ways. You can put a teaspoon or a tablespoon in your coffee in the morning or in your shake and incorporate it that way. Also, as an epileptic, if I am on a ketogenic diet, I am of a normal weight and I have very few seizures. Because as an epileptic, that's a diet that works very well for children, and it happens to work for me too. But it's not something that I can maintain in the long run because I've got to have my carbohydrates too. And sticking to a low carbohydrate diet is extremely difficult. But it's one thing to think about. Might be one thing to think about doing for a week or two to get you off of that plateau, or just kicking up your protein, or cutting the fruit. Period. Greens. Eating greens. I am not a good green eater. You'll see me eating my salads every day, but I see a lot of you eat spinach and kale and things like that. I can't do that. I have goiter on my thyroid, and because of that, eating a lot of greens is not good for me. So goiter-centric diets are something that us postmenopausal women have to look at as well, being very careful as to what foods we ingest. Sometimes I'm a one-trick pony. It's best for me to have the same diet day in, day out. And that may work for you as well, except when you get on a plateau. But remember to feed your body. You're not feeding your soul. Those are, dinners out or with family or gatherings. Feed your body. Listen to your body. Is it hungry? Or are you bored? Or are you just looking to, again, fill that void? Fuel your body for what you're doing. Fuel your body for your exercise. Fuel your body post-workout. Fuel your body when it tells you that it needs to be fed. Does your stomach growl when you're hungry? It should. Are you never hearing your stomach growl? That might be a problem too. Of course, if you're eating every 3 hours, which a lot of us should, me included, you'll probably never hear your stomach growl. And you know what? That's a good thing. But are you feeding your body, or are you feeding the beast within? Remember that and reset as applicable. Do your homework. Check out what's best for you. Keep that food diary. It will tell you a lot about yourself, how you feel on any given day, and how your weight loss or fitness goals are being met. As always, if you have any questions or comments, let me know. Bye-bye.